Here's something that I've realized with time and experimenting with the order in which I train back and push. I feel like back and push don't work together. So, with the planche and the front lever, I don't feel like you're able to effectively train those two if you were to perform them in consecutive days. Now, if you do it on the same day, I think that's a different story. You're able to better utilize the time management and I guess like the fatigue load depending on which antagonizing muscle groups you're working with. But I've realized with time that whenever I have a front lever training session before my planche session, so the day before, this completely screws me over with my scapular protraction and depression, specifically because the lat engagement in the planche is something that I've learned and I've been emphasizing a lot more with time. Now, this emphasis was something I wasn't too concerned about for a while, but it was only recently when I started to like really engage the lats that I realized that the lats are really, really important with stabilizing that position. You are forcing yourself in that protraction position, and by doing that, you're constantly under that contraction form. Now, one way I've been trying to improve this is by warming up by using resistance bands, and this helps with that kind of overloading your scapular protraction such that you're able to better maintain it in those planche holds. Now, when I'm talking about this is that from my front lever training, I always feel like front lever variations on dynamics are the hardest on the lats. I've never felt a lat pump as strong as if I do front lever training. And you can see just right there, my straddle planche holds they were pretty terrible. They weren't as good as I'll say there was probably like 40% as if like in terms of performance, it was only 40% of what I normally do. So I didn't let that get to my head. I was just like, yeah, you know what, like totally understandable. I'm a bit fatigued. Like there's like that neurological point as well. So I'm just gonna leave it up. I'm just gonna do 2 static holds. I'm gonna work on my dynamic straight arm and then just go straight into it. I didn't really care at all, but what I did realize was that the lats were I was burnt out with the lats. The front lever is a whole new stretch to my back, and it's a ridiculous feeling. Like I just can't get an engagement as strong as and as effective as that with the front lever. So because I did it the day before, I just felt like I couldn't do these protraction of my scapula as effectively as I should. Now, going on from this, I decided, well, I'll just go in, do my work. I didn't have any resistance bands, so I didn't really want to use like a squat rack and all these other like pull up equipment because I just feel like I'll be using a whole squat rack just for my calisthenics stuff. It's kind of embarrassing, and also it's a commercial gym, so obviously like it's understandable that it comes off as selfish. But aside from that point, I decided to just go for the conventional work. So get in there, do my dynamic straight arm work, and then my bent arm work. Now, instead of doing planche push-ups, like pseudo planche push-ups, I decided to go back into my weighted variations. Now, a goal in mind is I want to slowly bring in dips because a lot of people mentioned in the comments section that doing general conditioning of your strength, so like in your shoulders and even in your chest, is naturally going to help with your planche. Now, I feel like I've come to the point where I've maximized all my strength potential. So I've developed my base strength to a point where I'm pretty comfortable, pretty strong, and my specificity in the planche has caught up. So now there's not much of a disparity between my neurological understanding of the straddle planche and my actual strength potential. So this basically calls for another phase where I'm going to have to just build general strength up. Now, obviously, like the bench press isn't going to be as effective and direct in transitional strength towards planche because this is a very it works on the adduction of the humerus. So like obviously this is your chest, and your chest I think it only really works for stabilizing and just ensuring that you're contracted while doing the planche. So there isn't much load emphasis as compared to your anterior delts. So that's why I'm slowly engaging this with my dip variations. Now, Dips are now going to be a staple form of work I'm going to be incorporating in my planche workout. Now, this is because I feel like I spend a lot of time on the planche, and even though this may affect the the rate at which I learn the planche, I don't mind sacrificing a bit of my progression time by focusing on a bit of strength gain in my chest region. I feel like there's a large disparity in my chest strength compared to my shoulders. So this calls for a level of working on those muscle imbalances and just trying to ensure I got like the holistic strength in my upper body. Going on from this, handstand push-ups, pseudo planche push-ups, they're also going to be a staple, but I will be alternating them with the dips and like bench press. Also with these ring variation, or like they kind of act as rings, but the stabilizing that's required for this push-up is crazy, and I felt like a crazy stretch in my pecs, and I think this is a really good exercise. I want to try and bring this in soon and like bring about a bit more of this exercise and like bring it to life, but then again, there is that level of specificity required for the planche. So yeah, that's basically it, and I'll finish it off here.